Welcome to our YouTube channel. We are going to discuss an interesting topic, that is history of Venezuela. Let's start the topic. Venezuela, officially named the Bolivarian Republic of Venezuela, lies on the northern coast of South America, comprising a mainland area and numerous islands scattered across the Caribbean Sea. With an estimated population of 29 million in 2022, its primary urban center is Caracas, the capital city. The country shares its borders, to the north with the Caribbean Sea and the Atlantic Ocean, to the west with Colombia, to the south with Brazil, and to the east with Guyana, while also being neighbored by Trinidad and Tobago to the northeast. History of Venezuela. Before the arrival of the Spanish, evidence suggests human presence in what is now Venezuela dating back 15,000 years, with artifacts found along river terraces and hunting tools unearthed in northwestern areas like El Jobo, dating from 13,000 to 7,000 BC. Estimates suggest a population of around 1 million prior to Spanish colonization, comprising various indigenous groups such as the Calina, Op, Caquetio, Mariche, and Timoto and Cuecas. Among them, the Timoto and Cueca culture stood out for their organized villages with terraced fields, stone and wood houses, and a focus on agriculture, including crops like potatoes and olugos. The arrival of Europeans led to a significant population decline due to new infectious diseases. Pre-Columbian societies cultivated maize in the west and manioc in the east, employing slash and burn techniques, and settled agriculture in the Llanos region. In 1498, during his third voyage, Christopher Columbus encountered the Orinoco Delta and the Gulf of Paria, where he was struck by the abundance of freshwater mixing with salt water. He likened the experience to reaching a terrestrial paradise, amazed by the large river and the mild climate. Spain began its colonization of mainland Venezuela in 1522, establishing its first permanent settlement in Cumana. In the 16th century, the Spanish king granted the German Welser family a concession in Venezuela. This initiative, known as Klein Venedig or Little Venice, was one of the largest German colonization efforts in the Americas from 1528 to 1546. The Welsers, who were bankers to the Habsburgs, received the right to explore and colonize the territory, as well as to search for El Dorado. The first expedition, led by Ambrosius Ienga, founded Maracaibo in 1529. Despite initial success, subsequent leaders faced challenges, and upon their deaths, Spanish authority was restored, and the concession was revoked in 1546. The Welsers brought German miners and thousands of African slaves to cultivate sugarcane, but many succumbed to tropical diseases and conflicts with indigenous peoples. In the late 15th to early 17th centuries, indigenous leaders like Guaicaipuro and Tamanaco resisted Spanish encroachment, but were ultimately subdued, with Tamanaco being executed by Diego de Losada, founder of Caracas. During Spanish colonization in the 16th century, indigenous groups like the Mariches, descendants of the Calina, were converted to Roman Catholicism. Some resistant tribes are remembered in place names such as Caracas, Chasao, and Los Tex. Initially, colonial settlements focused on the northern coast, but by the mid-18th century, Spain expanded inland along the Orinoco River, facing serious opposition from the Yequana, then known as the Maquiriter, in 1775 and 1776. Spain integrated its eastern Venezuelan settlements into New Andalusia province, administered by the Royal Audiencia of Santo Domingo. Most of Venezuela later became part of the Viceroyalty of New Granada in the early 18th century, eventually becoming an autonomous captaincy general in 1777. Under the leadership of Francisco de Miranda, Venezuela declared independence as the first republic in 1811, marking the start of the Venezuelan War of Independence. Despite initial success, a devastating earthquake in 1812 and internal rebellions led to the downfall of the republic. The end of the French invasion of Spain in 1814 allowed for a large expeditionary force led by General Pablo Murillo to reclaim lost territories. Bolivar established the Third Republic in 1817, but it was short-lived, leading to the union of Venezuela with New Granada in 1819 to form Gran Colombia. After several years of warfare, Venezuelan independence was finally secured after the Battle of Carabobo in 1821. Following independence, Venezuela remained part of Gran Colombia until 1830, when José Antonio Páez led a rebellion, resulting in the proclamation of an independent Venezuela. Páez became the first president of the new state. The 19th century was marked by political instability and dictatorial rule, including Páez's presidency in the Federal War from 1859 to 1863. Antonio Guzmán Blanco also held power for much of the latter half of the century. In 1895, a dispute with Great Britain over the Essequibo territory erupted into the Venezuela crisis, with the United States intervening based on the Monroe Doctrine. The crisis was ultimately resolved through arbitration, with most of the disputed territory awarded to British Guiana. In 1899, Cipriano Castro seized power, leading to the Venezuela crisis of 1902 to 1903 when Britain, Germany, and Italy imposed a naval blockade. International arbitration resolved the conflict, but internal instability persisted until Juan Vicente Gómez took power in 1908, ruling until 1935. In the early 20th century, the discovery of vast oil reserves in Lake Maracaibo revolutionized Venezuela's economy, shifting its focus from agriculture to oil exports. This fueled an economic boom lasting until the 1980s, making Venezuela's per capita GDP the highest in Latin America by 1935. Although corruption thrived under the dictatorship of Gómez, oil revenue also helped to centralize the state and bolster its authority. After Gómez died in 1935, his dictatorship continued with López Contreras and Angarita, who allowed political parties. In 1945, there was a brief period of democracy under Gallegos, but Pérez Jiménez took power in 1948 through a coup. His rule was harsh, and he rigged the 1952 election to stay in power. Pérez Jiménez was removed in 1958, and a power-sharing deal called the Pantofijo Pact brought democracy. Two main parties, Acción Democrática and COPEI, controlled politics. In the 1960s, there were rebel groups, but Caldera's presidency brought peace. Perez's time as president in the 1970s had a lot of money from oil, so he spent a lot and made the oil industry state-owned. But by the 1980s, there was a big economic crisis because of bad management and corruption. Efforts at political reform, such as the Presidential Commission for State Reform, aimed to address the country's challenges but faced difficulties in implementation due to the entrenched social and political realities. The economic and political crises of the 1980s and 1990s culminated in the Caracazo riots of 1989, followed by two coup attempts led by Hugo Chavez in 1992. Chavez's eventual rise to power in 1999 marked a significant shift in Venezuelan politics, leading to his presidency until his death in 2013, with only brief interruptions. Chavez's presidency was characterized by his socialist policies and confrontations with the opposition, including a failed coup attempt against him in 2002. Hugo Chavez's election as president in 1998 marked the beginning of a transformative period known as the Bolivarian Revolution. This left-wing, populist movement aimed to implement Bolivarian principles, including popular democracy, economic independence, fair distribution of wealth, and an end to corruption, drawing inspiration from Simon Bolivar. Chavez established the Fifth Republic movement in 1997 and later founded the United Socialist Party of Venezuela in 2007. The Bolivarian Revolution led to the adoption of a new constitution in 1999, creating the Fifth Republic of Venezuela, commonly referred to as the Bolivarian Republic of Venezuela. Chavez's presidency saw Venezuela transition to a dominant party system, with the United Socialist Party of Venezuela gaining prominence. In 2002, Chavez faced a brief ousting in a coup attempt following widespread protests by his opponents. However, he quickly regained power with support from his followers and the military. Despite facing challenges such as a national strike in 2002 to 2003 and a recall referendum in 2004, Chavez was re-elected in 2006 and 2012. Chavez's reliance on oil revenue and imports led to economic challenges, resulting in high debt, widespread corruption, and a decline in living standards. Venezuela went from being one of the wealthiest countries in Latin America to one of the poorest. The socio-economic crisis triggered the largest emigration in Latin America's history, with millions of Venezuelans leaving the country. Chavez also initiated various social programs, known as Bolivarian missions, aimed at assisting the poor. However, these efforts were overshadowed by the country's economic struggles and political turmoil. Chavez's death in 2013 marked the end of an era, but his legacy continues to shape Venezuela's political landscape. Nicolas Maduro became president of Venezuela in 2013, succeeding Hugo Chavez after his death. Chavez had designated Maduro as his successor and appointed him vice president before his passing. Maduro's election victory was contested by the opposition, but an audit of the vote found no irregularities, and the Supreme Court upheld his presidency. Maduro's government faced a lot of criticism for being too controlling, causing protests and trouble. Venezuela's economy got really bad because of low oil prices and poor management, leading to inflation, shortages, and lots of poverty. Many people left the country to find better lives elsewhere. Maduro tried to fix things by declaring an economic emergency and letting people buy stuff in other countries, but it didn't help much. Food shortages and hunger became common. On top of that, Maduro was accused of messing with elections and not playing fair with other political parties. The US and other countries put sanctions on Venezuela, and Maduro and his people got in trouble for drugs and corruption. People also said they were abusing human rights. This was today's topic. Thank you for watching. Please like, share and subscribe my YouTube channel.